Hey guys, in today's video, I'll be showcasing Cradily from the Stellar Crown expansion set. Cradily is a stage 2 Pokemon with a unique ability called Selective Slime. Once during your turn, you can flip a coin, and if it's heads, you can choose from one of 3 special conditions: burned, confused, or poisoned. And the special condition you choose will now take effect on your opponent's active Pokemon. This ability is especially designed for its one and only attack, Miasma Wind. For 1 grass energy, this attack deals 100 damage times each special condition affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. And since you can only have a maximum of 3 special conditions affecting a Pokemon in the game, this attack can deal 300 damage. But since Poison and Burn will also take into effect between Pokemon Checkup, you can technically deal as much as 330 total damage. And that may be enough to knock out most Pokemon in the game. While there may be other ways to increase Poison or Burn damage, 330 is usually the maximum damage you can deal without any other attack modifications. However, constantly hitting for 330 damage every time is quite tricky because, again, Cradily's ability is based on random results from your coin flip, which means you cannot really guarantee those special conditions affecting your opponent's active Pokemon. However, if you manage to set up a few Cradilys in play, maybe you can increase your chances of getting a good result from your coin flips. But then again, the opposite could be true, where you just get tails all day, every day, and not even be able to attack for any damage. But again, that is the name of the game when you're dealing with Pokemon that deals with RNG. Another unique thing about Cradily though is that it is a fossil Pokemon, and what that means is that it doesn't evolve from any ordinary basic Pokemon. It actually evolves from this Antique Root Fossil item card. Since this item card only acts as a basic Pokemon after you put it into play, you really cannot play this as your starting Pokemon in your opening setup. But there are some cool features that come with this card. First, it cannot be affected by any special conditions. It also cannot retreat, but you can discard it from play anytime during your turn. And it also has a built-in ability called Primal Root. As long as this is in the active spot, it disrupts your opponent's basic active Pokemon by giving it an extra energy cost to attack. So in certain situations, you can actually use this to prevent your opponent from attacking. But there is another way that we can set up Cradily, and it is with the help of Omastar V. And we're going to be using it more for its Primal Guidance attack. For 1 colorless energy, you can search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon that evolves from an item card that has Fossil in its name, and put them straight onto your bench. So with the help of Omastar V, you can set up a couple of LILEEPs straight to your bench. While this can become a liability because it gives up 2 prizes, it's still one of the best options we have for setting up Cradily. But also, since Omastar is a V Pokemon, we can also utilize the Forest Seal Stone so that we can use the Star Alchemy ability, allowing us to get any 1 card from our deck. And I do only have 1 copy of Omastar V in this build, and having only 1 basic Pokemon in our deck will mean a lot of mulligans, which can give our opponent a lot of extra cards at the start of the game. But we can actually use that to go in our favor. As long as you choose to go second and you happen to have Xerosic's Machinations in your hand, you can force your opponent to discard a ton of cards from their hand until they only have 3 left, which is a really strong disruption. So now with Omastar V's help, you can set up a bunch of LILEEPs in your bench. And this Pokemon is actually pretty useful, thanks to its Bind Down attack. For a single grass energy, it deals 50 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon cannot retreat, which means your opponent will have to use a switching card just to get it out of the active spot. So really, you can use this to your advantage. If you can confuse your opponent's active Pokemon with Cradily's ability, and then you trap them with this attack, there is a chance that your opponent's Pokemon will just hurt itself in the process. And I'm also utilizing Gravity Gemstone as an added disruption, making it even harder for my opponent to retreat because it adds 1 colorless energy as an extra cost to their active Pokemon's retreat cost. One weakness to Cradily's strategy though is if your opponent can prevent special conditions from affecting their Pokemon, which is why we have a few counters for such instances. For example, I have Lost Vacuum in case my opponent uses Ancient Booster Energy Capsule, and we can just remove it and put it in the Lost Zone. And I also have Temple of Sinnoh to turn off special energies such as the Therapeutic Energy. I know it seems practical to use the Dangerous Laser as the ace-spec card for this build because it can automatically put 2 special conditions on your opponent's active Pokemon. Not only will it burn and confuse your opponent's active, it also automatically increases Cradily's attack by 200 damage. And if you want to go for a more aggressive route, this is a good option. But as for me, I went for a more defensive route with this strategy, which is why I will be using Neutralization Zone ace-spec card instead. This stadium basically makes our Cradilies immune to any attack damage from any EX or V Pokemon in the game. This will increase our survivability exponentially, and trust me, you'll need it, because if you don't get any successful coin flip with Cradily's ability, there may be a turn where you can only attack for 0 damage, which pretty much leaves Cradily defenseless in the active spot. Which is why I think Neutralization Zone is another good option for this build. And finally, I also have 1 copy of Celine. You flip 2 coins, and for each heads, you can recover 1 card from your discard pile and put it on top of your deck in any order. I thought this was a great card to use in the deck so that we can recover the antique root fossils. I have to say, this Cradily deck was a bit difficult to put together, but I really like how this one turned out compared to all other variations I've seen so far. Overall, I think I was pretty successful in bringing out the strength of Cradily's entire evolution line in this deck. It can be very disruptive, and it can also be a powerhouse, depending of course on how successful you are on your coin flips. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below, and now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Cradily. Before we get into the video, I have a small request. If you're liking the content I create, please leave a like to this video, and please support this channel by subscribing if you haven't already. This is a small click for you, but for me, it means a lot. Thank you so much for all of your support. Alright, on to our first match. I won the coin flip, and I will be going second. There are advantages to going second with this build because I only have 1 basic Pokemon in this deck. So you're always guaranteed that Omastar V in the active spot. And since you can attack on your first turn going second, as long as you have an energy, you're always guaranteed that attack with Primal Guidance and be able to set up at least 2 LILEEPs on your bench. Unless they're all prized, then you have a problem, right? So we do have an energy, we have a LILEEP in our hand. And my opponent will be starting with a Rotom V in the active, and Pidgey, Duskull, alright. Seems like a very familiar setup, but this setup is used in a lot of decks right now, but guessing from their sleeves, I'm guessing this is a Charizard EX build. You can end their turn with instant charge, drawing 3 cards, alright. We got Gravity Gemstone, that could prevent their Rotom V from retreating at least. And since we have energy, we can use Primal Guidance and set up our first 2 LILEEPs of the game. Alright, very nice. And this is why I like going second, basically. And what's nice about Primal Guidance is that you skip the basic stage completely and set up your stage 1s, at least 2 of them, on your bench. Next turn, we could set up another LILEEP. Unfortunately, we have one in our hand. And we do have an energy, but there's no way for us to draw extra cards. So my opponent finally sets up their Charmander. So this in fact is a Charizard EX matchup. They're going to use Iono. And that actually helped us out, getting rid of that horrible hand that we had and putting it back, the LILEEP back into the deck. So we can evolve into Cradily at least, and we'll go from there. My opponent evolves into a Pidgeot EX, alright. That allows them now to use Quick Search ability, allowing them to search their deck and get any 1 card, basically. Put it into their hand. Very, very powerful ability. They get Dusclops, okay. Dusclop deals 5 damage counters, so our LILEEPs should survive. They need to evolve into Dusknoir to get a knockout. And again, they end their turn with instant charge. So we're just gonna evolve into Cradily. Use Trekking Shoes. I might need Super Rod for recovery, so we'll keep that. And as long as I have the Gravity Gemstone, maybe my opponent cannot retreat their Rotom V. So I can safely set up 2 more LILEEPs this turn. So with Arven, I'm just gonna get Root Fossil and a TM Evolution. Unfortunately, we already have a tool card attached to Omastar, so we can't really use Forest Seal Stone or this TM Evolution. But anyways, you want to set up as much Cradily lineup as soon as possible. So we're gonna take advantage of that. We're gonna use Ultra Ball to evolve into another Cradily. That will increase our chances of actually getting special conditions to our opponent's active. We're gonna use Selective Slime now. We succeed, alright. Awesome. We're gonna choose Poison. Try another one. Alright, we failed that one. But at least poison will give them 1 damage counter every Pokemon checkup. And we're just gonna use Primal Guidance once more. Thankfully, we got all the leaves available to us, and we'll be able to set up 4 lineups of Cradilies at the very beginning of the game. We got Neutralization Zone, so that's very important in this matchup, I think, since we can negate attacks from their Charizard EX. Alright, so now it's our opponent's turn, and the Gravity Gemstone affects both active Pokemon, right? We need 2 energies to retreat our Omastar, and my opponent's Rotom V needs 2 energies to retreat. What's nice about this matchup, though, is that we do have type advantage. So we're hitting double the damage against their Charizard EX. So as long as we can get 2 special conditions on Charizard EX, we can take a knockout with Cradily. So now my opponent manages to evolve into a Charizard EX, activating Infernal Rain ability, and that allows them to search their deck for up to 3 basic fire energies, attach them to their Pokemon in any way they like, but they only attach 1 to Rotom V and 2 to their Charmander on the bench. So if my opponent didn't notice that, they actually need 2 to retreat their Rotom V, so that's fine. We got Ionode, and I'm okay with that. We got Neutralization Zone and a switch. So now we can easily get Omastar out of the active spot and maybe take a knockout against the Rotom V. They also evolve into Charmeleon. That one hits for weakness against our grass type, but Combustion only deals 50, so they can knock out our LILEEPs. They have Prime Catcher, so now they can get Rotom V out, and they're gonna switch our Root Fossil in the active. Curious. Why didn't they just get our Cradily in the active? Because Charizard EX is only dealing 180. They couldn't knock out Omastar V, but they could knock out Cradily. But regardless, I guess they still get 1 prize for knocking out Root Fossil because it's considered as a basic Pokemon now. And we'll need an energy to power up our LILEEP. I could trap their Charizard EX in the active. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, we got a Grass Energy. Alright, cool. I could trap their Charizard EX in the active and prevent them from damaging us with Neutralization Zone. I don't know, it might be too early to play it, but I'm just gonna keep my Cradily as safe as possible. Maybe take a knockout against their Charizard EX. I need Cradily to increase my chances of getting special conditions. We didn't get it. We could get it with Bug Catching Set though. Let's see if we can get it. Alright, we didn't get it. We got an energy though, which is pretty good. Let's see what I can do here. Use Selective Slime. Okay, we succeeded. Can use Poison. Can we get another one? We didn't. Okay. So with that, we can't switch out our LILEEP. I don't know. I think I'm just gonna use Counter Catcher. I changed my mind. I'm just gonna trap Rotom V in the active. They'll need to get another energy to get it out. Or at least a switch. If they don't have any more switch, we can trap their Rotom V in the active. And yeah, despite them having energy to attach to Rotom V, it's trapped. Because Bind Down prevents your opponent from retreating. And it really depends on what cards your opponent has in their deck. If they have a lot of switching cards, they can use Pidgeot EX just to find it and just retreat. And we would have wasted a turn basically. But that's gonna be our plan. Maybe we can dwindle down the HP of Rotom V, and maybe with a special condition, knock it out at the end of our opponent's turn. Gives us another chance to attack, but it has to be calculated. Okay, all right. They just took out our neutralization zone, so that's why it's always great to use neutralization zone at the towards the end of the game, basically, especially if your opponent has already used up a lot of their resources. But now the jamming tower actually affects our gravity gemstone, but still bind down still traps their Rotom V in the active, and it's an easy 2 prizes for us, right? They're getting their Rotom V or their Luminion V available, getting it ready. All right, Cursed Blast. That will give us a prize though, and they can't knock out any of our Pokemon right now. They'll put 50 to our Root Fossil. So get 1 prize for that. Got another energy, which is always good. And that leaves an opening on their bench though, so now they can use their Luminion V. We'll need to draw better cards here though. I could use Celine to get Iono in on the top of our deck. So my opponent plays Luminion V. With the Luminous Sign ability, they can search their deck for a supporter card and put it into their hand. They have Iono. See what's the best way to do this. The thing is, I don't want to use Cradily right away, because once I knock out the Rotom V, they'll knock it out with Charizard EX, and our chances of putting those special conditions will be limited. That's why I like utilizing LILEEP's attack to trap their Pokemon in the active, especially support Pokemon, which cannot attack like Rotom V. Mist Energy. Yo, Mist Energy. That prevents effects of attacks. Yeah, so thankfully it says existing effects are not removed. So their Rotom V is still trapped. However, next turn, we cannot trap their Rotom V anymore with Bind Down. Okay, that's a pretty good move. We got Town Store from our draw. Use Selective Slime. See if we can take a knockout here. Come on, RNG. All right, we got one. We got one. Let's see here. 130. All right. It doesn't remove abilities, so we should be able to affect their Rotom V, right? Because that Mist Energy is specific to attacks, not abilities. So I'm gonna burn just so we can guarantee that 2 damage counters on it. And then go ahead and use Arven to get Ultra Ball. I can get another Cradily and then Gravity Gemstone. Alright, so once we knock out Rotom V though, we use Ultra Ball first. Get rid of Town Store and Earthen Vessel. Get another Cradily. And we'll be hitting for at least 100 damage to their Rotom V. Plus 2. Not quite enough to knock it out, but if we can get a poison here. Ah, okay, we failed. Okay, well. I'll just put an energy to Cradily just to prepare it for next turn. And I think I'm just gonna attack. There's really not much we could do. Miasma Wind will only deal 100 damage because there's only one special condition, that is burn on Rotom V. And the burn goes away. Alright. So with burn, your opponent can flip a coin, and if it's heads, the burn goes away. But regardless, they can retreat their Rotom V anyways. And now they can attack with Charizard EX, take another knockout against Cradily. Slowly but surely, their Charizard EX's attack is increasing, so they can knock out our Cradilys. Our Almost RV is also a liability. They can just boss orders it and knock it out for an easy 2 prizes. But if they do that, they leave our Cradily alive, right? We can use Night's Treasure probably to set up another Dusclops. The only unfortunate thing about Neutralization Zone is that you can't recover it, right? Once it's in the discard pile, that's it. It's gone. Gone for good. Even with Celine, you can't really recover it. So my opponent evolves to Dusclops, uses its ability, targeting our Root Fossil. They get a prize, but we also get a prize. And that's the thing with prize manipulation. At the end of it, once we have 2 prizes left, they can use Briar, knock out one of our single prize Pokemon, and get an extra prize. They can still win it. So we have to watch out for that. So with the Root Fossils, we might have to start recovering it with Celine. And again, that's one of the downside with these fossil Pokemon. It's so hard to recover the basic stage that if you don't have Almost Star, it's almost impossible to set up these fossil Pokemon again. So it's almost always that you'll have a 1 chance of playing these fossil Pokemon per game. So once Celine is gone, I don't know what else is going to help us recover these item cards as the fossil basics, basically. Let's see what our opponent does here. They set up another Duskull. They are definitely taking advantage of their Dusknoir, Dusclops lineup to get extra prizes. Yeah, Charizard EX it's insanely good, especially with the Dusknoir lineup. They're going to boss and target our Almost Star V. Okay, they're gonna get 2 prizes for that. Okay, this is really bad. 2 prizes. Okay, at 2 prizes left, they're probably thinking if we get a knockout against Charizard EX, they have a Charmeleon. We gotta boss orders though. If we can take out their Pidgeot EX, because I'm pretty sure they're going for a Briar next turn. They use Briar, knock out one of our Pokemon, and then they'll win the game. But we're gonna take our chances here. Well, we need 3 special conditions. Alright, we got 1. Come on, RNG. Poison this guy first. Come on, we need 3 heads here to take a knockout against Pidgeot EX so they can't get Briar. Alright, that's 2, guys. That's 2. Let's burn. Come on, Selective Slime. Please, 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 please. My RNG is so powerful. We can take a 1-hit knockout against their Pidgeot EX. We're just gonna recover these 2. That is insane, man. Miasma Wind deals 300 damage, taking out their Pidgeot EX and their one and only chance to get a Briar from their deck. And maybe we can win this. Maybe we can win this, guys. Unless they have Briar in their hand already, which is really horrible. Just cross your fingers, guys. If they have Briar, that's it. we lose this game, they can retreat, evolve into Charizard EX. They have Pheasantibity with the flip the scripts. Do they have Briar? They evolve into Charizard EX. If they have Briar, they can take one extra prize to win the game, knocking out a Cradily, take another prize to get their last 2 prizes to win the game. Do they have it? They have Dusclops. I mean, if they had evolved into Dusknoir, you could take out our LILEEP and take out Cradily to get the last 2 prizes. So they had actually 2 win conditions here, but they evolved into a Dusclops already, which means our bench Pokemon are safe. But still, we have to take out this Charizard EX. We need 2. We need 2 special conditions on it so we can take a one-hit knockout. So my opponent is desperately looking for that Briar. Do they have it is the question. This is still anybody's game, guys. Still anybody's game, but that triple heads was pretty epic. Alright, they take a knockout. We avoided a loss there for a second, but we'll have to take out this Charizard EX. We have 2 chances for our selective slime to be effective. And we got boss's orders. Guess what, guys? Well, actually, if we boss the Rotom V, all we need is 1. Alright, we have a 50-50% chance, right? We have 2 chances, guys. We just need 1 special condition to take a knockout against Rotom V. And there it is. That's it! That's game. And we're just gonna finish it off. Miasma win for 100 damage, taking out the Rotom V, getting us our last 2 prizes to win the game. That was a close one, but we got it, man. That was some awesome RG, guys. Wow, good game. Alright, on to our next match. My opponent actually won the coin flip. They're letting us go first, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. We got 3 mulligans. That's actually not half bad, since we only have 1 basic Pokemon in our deck. But what worries me is that if my opponent can attack on their first turn going second, they could just take out our Omastar. And since we can't really set up anything else on our bench, it's going to be the end of the game. But thankfully we do have Root Fossil. But yeah, we'll lose 2 prizes right away and our setup will be a lot horrible if my opponent takes out Omastar V. But we do have Star Alchemy. I could set up another Root Fossil though. Yeah, let's go ahead and use Forest Seal Stone. But we only have 2 LILEEPs in the deck. I'll need that for Primal Guidance if we do end up using it. So I'll probably just use that to get Root Fossil. At least we'll have 2 lineups of Cradily. And we're just gonna end our turn. So my opponent will be starting with a Teal Mask Ogerpon EX in the active spot, and acting as a Terra Pokemon, they use Area 0 Underdepths, and they expand their bench to up to 8. Now they can put 8 Pokemon on their bench. And they have Applin, alright. I doubt they can attack on their first turn going second. This is probably a Hydrapple EX matchup, right? So we'll take that into consideration. That's going to be a lot of HP to get through though. 330 I think is the max HP of Hydrapple. 330 HP. But with Poison and Burn, maybe we can take a knockout, 1-hit knockout. Well, we're going to do our best. We're going to do our best. So my opponent passes. Now it's our turn. We got to evolve into a LILEEP. Energize it. I could use the trap strategy in one way or another, but I really don't want to use Iono because my opponent only has 3 cards in their hand. I don't want to give them a chance to set up anything just yet, while I use Primal Guidance to set up 2 of my LILEEPs. So we have 4 Cradillys available to us. 1 is prized, and at least Neutralization Zone is in the deck. So we could definitely use that for our advantage, especially if my opponent only uses EX Pokemon as their attackers. They only put 1 Applin and pass again. And I'm okay with that. That gives us a little bit more time to set up our Cradillys. Go ahead and take a chance with Selective Slime. And we failed. We need at least 2 to knock out their Ogerpon. Because we can retreat Omastar anytime we want. I think I'm going to use Gravity Gemstone. Yeah, I'll just put it on Cradily. And then I'm going to use Iono. I know it's going to help out my opponent, but you know what? We got to get this game moving. Alright, we got another Cradily and another Root Fossil. Alright, cool. So let's evolve this. Maybe we can get another Cradily. If we can get 2 special conditions, again, we could probably take a knockout against their Ogerpon. But we failed again. Let's use Trekking Shoes. Alright, I'll keep that energy. That's fine. I could use just retreats. I'll give up a price on this Root Fossil, but since it is technically a Pokemon now, we can use TM Evolution, energize it, and then we can use Evolution and try to evolve these 2. Again, 1 LILEEP is prized. At least we got 3 Cradillys available to us now. And maybe we can take a chance and take a knockout against their Ogerpon EX. But now with all those cards, they find a rare candy, evolve into a Hydrapple. And despite the ability of Primal Root, adding 1 extra colorless energy to attack, I was hoping that they couldn't attack with Ogerpon. But now Hydrapple can attack with just 2 energies and knock out a Root Fossil. But with a Terra Pokemon in play, they can use their Noctowl to get 2 trainer cards. They got 2 bug catching sets, and they're getting more energies. More grass Pokemon. They get another Hydrapple set up. Now they have so many abilities that helps them to accelerate those energies to their Pokemon. And each energy they attach will slowly increase the damage output for Hydrapple EX's attack. So Ogerpon and Hydrapple basically have the similar attack, but also Hydrapple EX has a lot of HP, so it's gonna be a problem for us to take one out. But what I could do is confuse them, maybe. And since they have a 3 retreat cost, they can boss my Omastar. Do they have enough energies to knock it out? Syrup Storm deals 210 damage, knocking out our Omastar. Getting their first 2 prizes for that. Oh man. Well, we got Gravity Gemstone on Cradily in the active. Let me use Celine. Come on, give me heads, please. Alright, we got 1. I'll need Iono here. Yeah, it's the only thing that can help us to draw extra cards. So we'll put that on the top of the deck. Selective Slime. Come on, give me at least 1. Got 3 chances, guys. Come on. I need at least Confusion. Alright, we got 1. Very, very nice. So we'll confuse our opponent's Hydrapple for the meantime. 1 more. And it failed. Alright, at least the Confusion. So that will give my opponent 50% chance of a successful attack. But as of right now, we're only dealing 100 damage to their Hydrapple. So it's going to take a bit before we can take this one out. And yeah, that's just that's the downside of Selective Slime. It's just so... It really depends on RNG. My opponent had 3 Professor Tree. They have Scoop Up Cyclone. And My strategy is failing, guys. So that took out their Hydrapple. They already have one. They can just reset up another one, and then they can just keep attacking. And their draw engine is, it just keeps going. They have so much energy in the deck. But that's fine. They've already used up their ace-spec card. If late in the game we can use our neutralization zone, maybe we can stall a little bit until we get a few knockouts with Cradily. But right now, yeah, they're gonna take a knockout against our Cradily, and that puts a lot of pressure on us, because we'll only have 2 chances to put 2 special conditions, and then yeah, and all right, that's fine. That's fine. But I think the best strategy against this matchup is to trap their Hydrapple, confuse it, and then we also have neutralization zone as a counter for this match. All right, so they're gonna take a knockout against our Cradily. My opponent has already taken 3 prizes and we haven't taken anything. All right, we got our Iono. We'll put the Gravity Gemstone again, make it harder for my opponent to retreat. Iono. That gives them 3 cards. Maybe they can't draw anything. But we only have 2 chances here. Can use Pal Pad to... Can you use Lost Vacuum? Take out their Stadium. Have them discard 3 cards. 3 Pokemon. Yeah, it's pretty obvious which one they're gonna keep because they need those energies in play, right? Attach an energy here. Use Pal Pad to recover Celine. Alright, we only got 2 support cards anyways. And we're gonna try and confuse this guy. Come on. Come on, Selective Slime. Please. I have a big handicap against this matchup. At least give me something. Alright, we got one. We got one. So we're gonna confuse their Hydrapple EX. Miasma win for 100. And hope for the best. They have 50% chance of success rate. They need 4 energies to retreat their Hydrapple. Okay. That Glass Trumpet is actually pretty good, allowing them to accelerate an energy from their discard pile to their colorless Pokemon. I think it requires that you have Terra Pokemon in play, but they have a bunch. They have 4 Terra Pokemon in play right now. So with 3 energies, thankfully we were able to limit their hand, and they really can't retreat here. Or actually they could have, right? They could have attached for turn and then use Hydrapple to accelerate another energy. But with the Gravity Gemstone, again, they need 4 energies to retreat. Then again, they have a Boss Orders and more energies. Okay, they're gonna go for that. Ah, that was a pretty good move. With the Noctowl, they get Boss Orders. They boss our Cradily. Now with no Gravity Gemstone, they could retreat their Hydrapple for 3 energies. And yeah, with only 150 HP on Cradily, it's so easy for them to actually knock it out with Teal Mask Ogerpon EX. But slowly but surely, they are continuing to just energize their Pokemon. Exactly 150 damage, knocking out our Cradily. So with 4 prizes left, or 4 prizes taken already, I don't know how much more we can take of this, but yeah, use Iono. That will put my opponent down to 2. And Trekking Shoes, okay. Discard that. Another Iono. Come on. Could use Counter Catcher, trap their Hydrapple again. Come on, selective slime. Come on, man. Come on. Just getting my turn. They have 3 cards in their hand. I'm pretty sure they have another energy, and we're just gonna die. Oh, they're gonna Iono. All right, that gives us 6 cards. They gives them 2. They're desperately looking for that energy. They have Super Rod. All right, they recovered 3, but they only have 1 card left in their hand, so we could have time to set up here. All right, another energy. I'll discard that. Boss's orders. Okay. And then we're gonna use Arvin to... we need the neutralization zone. Come on. Get rare candy. Discard these 2 because we need boss orders. Possibly. Our last Cradily. We have 2 chances of putting special conditions. Come on, we just need to confuse this guy. Alright, I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Confuse. Selective slime, come on. Alright, very good. We are on a roll here. Poison guarantees damage every Pokemon checkup. And now we're dealing 200 damage to their Hydrapple. Will they take a chance here? Do they have another energy to accelerate onto their Hydrapple for it to attack? No, they don't. And they're just gonna pass. Okay. The Rossix machinations. Use Iono. Draw 6. Neutralization zone. We can safely take a knockout against their Hydrapple. Taking it out. We got 2 prizes, and that means their Ogerpon cannot knock us out either. So we should be safe for another turn or 2, but we need to recover our Pokemon here. They don't have any... I'm thinking they have another stadium. Can they take out our neutralization zone? That's the question. But they only have 11 cards left in their deck. Come on, selective slime. We just need 2. We need 2 at least to deal 200 plus poison. Knock out this Ogerpon. Alright, we got 1. Let's go ahead and use poison. 100 damage. Actually, I could have just used confusion, but even if I did that, they'll just retreat into their other Ogerpon and attack anyways. But hopefully they can't remove their our neutralization zone. Should be safe for another turn. Teal Dance. Accelerate, draw 1. They're going to retreat into a fresh new Ogerpon. Okay. They're not gonna make it easy on us, are they? Selective slime, come on. Come on, dude. Selective slime. Please? Come on, man. Come on. I need to recover more Cradillys, otherwise we're gonna sit here forever. We got Celine. Yeah, 0 damage. 0 damage! But we should be safe as long as neutralization zone sticks. We should be safe. No! 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 Oh, I thought we had it. They had another Area 0 under depths to take out our neutralization zone. I thought for sure they didn't have any more. Man, that was so close, but now we're doomed. Because with just 3 energies on their Ogre Pawn, they can easily take out our Cradilies. Yeah, Myriad Leaf Shower takes out another one. They need one more prize to win. What I could do though is actually use LILEEP. I could use the. Let me boss order this guy. Use LILEEP to trap it in the active. They only have 6 cards left in the deck. Just confuse this guy in case they get any more energies. We got Super Rod finally. And with no other basic though, we can only just evolve one more LILEEP. Yeah, we're in a very awkward situation here because we can't use Almost Star. So I'll just recover the energies. So I'll bind down for now, 50 damage to their Ogre Pawn. But the downside is once we take a knockout against their Ogre Pawn, they'll just take out our LILEEP and then we'll lose the game. Okay. It doesn't matter if they attach though. They can't retreat. Selective Slime. Or actually, I shouldn't have done that. Oh man, alright. Poison? You know what? No, never mind. I'll just trap this guy, yeah. Because we're gonna knock out that Ogre Pawn. Bind down for 50. They have 4 cards left in their deck, guys. Maybe we can deck them out. So... I guess this is another strategy, guys. Is the deck out strategy, right? By trapping our opponents in the active, and then we can have them discard with Xerosic's Machinations and bind down. Use Selective Slime. Alright. Let's see. I can... Oh no, I actually should not have done that. Because we still need 3 turns. But now the poison is... we'll have 2 more turns, basically. That was actually a bad move. I should not have poisoned their Pheasantipity. I should have just trapped it. Alright, well, it's all or nothing. 50. Oh, that was a big mistake. We almost had it. We almost had it. I'm pretty sure they have an energy. Once we can't bind down now, because once we knock out this guy, they'll have an energy. They'll just retreat it, knock out our LILEEP, and then they'll get the last prize. But then again, if they don't have the energy to retreat Pheasantipity, we could win this one. Man, all right. I have no choice. I'll just probably pass. I'll just switch Cradily in the active, I guess. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. With 3 energies on their Ogre Pawn, they'll just knock it out. That's fine. I'll put Cradily in the active. And I'm just gonna pass. That's it. That was so close! I'm pretty sure they have an energy there. I'm pretty sure they have an energy. They don't have the energy? Yo! And they concede! And that's it for the video. Thank you all so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and until next time, please stay safe and have a great day.